First off, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everyone had a good night last night. Did you have a good night?
I did.
I like it.
I made it here, so that's good.
Yeah, no doubt. That's good. We'll walk through today. Obviously, try to finish the season strong with the W this weekend.
With the walkthrough, we're going to get a projected participation. Will Anthony be what?
We'll see. We're hopeful. I mean, he's working through his rehab and his treatment right now, working through that right now. So we'll see how the week progresses with that.
Shannon, when you have a team captain on his podcast, says he wants to play the Giants, they're a bad team, and you go out and lose to that team. Like, do you address that, and how do you address that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got to be smart with your words, with that comment right there. And yeah, you get that addressed, obviously moving forward, so it doesn't happen again.
Is it a problem when a captain's doing a weekly podcast like that and sharing a lot of the conversations you guys are having behind the scenes?
Yeah, look, I got a lot of respect for Zaire, obviously, and some of the comments, that he knows he can't do that, and we talk through those things.
With Anthony, is it? I mean, I know back-to-back can be kind of hard to estimate. Is it just kind of like lingering a little bit longer than?
Yeah, like I said, we'll see how the week progresses. He's progressing, so we'll see how it goes.
Is that something he's had in the past, or I don't know how those things work? Is it something new for him?
Yeah, it popped up, obviously, last week for him, so.
How much does playing in this game, do you think, matter for him? I mean, it doesn't matter in the standings per se, but...
Yeah, I think it matters not only for him or the whole team, you know what I mean? We got a job to do, no matter what the circumstances are, right? We got to put our best foot forward and try to win a football game, you know what I mean? I think that's part of this league is sometimes you go through these tough times and through a season, and obviously you're eliminated from the playoffs, but you still got to show up and do your job every day, be a professional about it, meetings, practice. I mean, because you're still playing for something, right? We all got jobs to do, and we got to go out and perform.
What would you say, how would you kind of sum up Anthony's season to date? It's been interesting for sure.
Yeah, he's had some great moments. I'll tell you what, he really has. Obviously the injuries, have been, not great. Obviously we want him out there all the time, but he has shown signs of greatness out there. He's done some really good things, but you continue to grow and develop as a young player. I mean, last year, he played whatever 4 games it was, and then this year he's been banged up a little bit. But you can see the flashes of what it can be for sure.
Areas right now that you feel like you can just tell he's better right now than like week 1 this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as you go through a season, you grow and you learn all the time, new things. Obviously, just going through the meetings and the practice of the full season. Last year obviously was different for him with the injury and more of the rehab process. And this year going through it, you can see the growth and development for sure.
Shane, when it comes to him as a passer, I know you have talked about that a lot, but why do you think there's been regression from last year to this year and being like the last illegal position?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think you go back and look at everything. You look at the film and how you can improve on that. I don't know, maybe you can look at the history of the NFL and quarterbacks. Maybe there is a season where it's up and down and they get better the next year. So we'll go back and look at that and, get some things cleaned up.
I mean, how far away do you think he is just from being an acceptably consistent passer, just because he is up and down, right?
It does. It takes time, you know what I mean? You've seen it through the history of the NFL. Some of these guys come in and it takes, maybe 2 or 3 years and all of a sudden they hit it, you know what I mean? And it takes off. So we'll keep working through it.
Shane, defensively, Buck kind of said, tackling and run defense are the other things that stick out to him about that you guys have struggled with. What sticks out to you about the stuff that hasn't been consistent enough for that unit?
I think Buck hit it, you know what I mean? Just some of the tackling stuff. Obviously it wasn't good enough this year. But, we got another opportunity this week, to go out and fight and scratch and claw. And those things, obviously, when you're losing and you have the season, that we've had so far, it's disappointing, not only in that area, but a lot of different areas that we need to clean up moving forward as a football team. Good. Awesome. Thanks, guys.